Hello everyone, welcome back. Hopefully we're going to have a good stream today and have my internet cooperate because it didn't yesterday. Oh hey King, what's up? How you doing? So it's been a little while, hey, since you heard my voice a bit. Hopefully the internet gods will grace us with a well-functioning internet today. Yesterday they did not grant me such a thing. Miso, hi. Yeah. Miso just had to jump up here and get her spot. I'm going to adjust the sound of the music. It's a bit loud for me. It's too loud for me to focus. Alright, let me readjust it for you guys. Alright, you guys should be able to hear the music now. There we go. Right? Yeah, Miso is still very noisy. Yeah, aren't you? Booger. Oh, here, I've got a scene. Check this out. It's all Miso. Some recent photos of Miso. She's still as fluffy as ever. As fluffy as ever. Pigeon Cat. Yeah, I remember that. We used to call her Pigeon Cat, didn't we? Miso. Right? Isn't she just adorbs? Oh man, I've got all kinds of these little scenes now. I have like the new cover and some character art. I've got like my banner in case anyone asks me about my stream times, which, oh gosh, I need to update because I have a new schedule for my Japanese class. Some pictures of a mott, like the map and the terrain. I have changed the map since like I last talked to you. And then like I started a 3D map to kind of figure out like what it would like actually look like in 3D, because I'd eventually love to get this like 3D printed. Just so I can use it for fun. Or put it on the wall, maybe. And I had this cute little animation of, like, Coco running. So, yeah, it's kind of... Oh, and then I have this one, this last one. Oh, wait, no, not this, that one, this one. For when I draw on the wrong layer. You must stop drawing! Why? You are drawing on the wrong layer! No! So... Right? Remember the Coco run? Yeah, all kinds of good stuff. Yeah, I made it all in like a weekend or something. Like, I remember making it because I was at I'd moved out of mom's house and I was in that small little place that like was exclusively on propane. And I remember sitting there in the winter and it was so cold. Like the entire house was like 50 degrees that entire weekend. I remember just like huddling up on the couch with like my electric blanket and like all my other stuff trying to stay warm while I worked on it. Oh, I gotta finish this down here, I forgot. I remembered like last night that I forgot to draw the other half of this building. And so I'm like, oh crap, I have to go in and redraw some stuff. So yay, I get to do that today. I totally forgot about all that, so I get to go in and fix this. Turn all these layers off. I get to go layer hunting again. Okay, I found it. Let me turn the bubbles off temporarily. Well, and I would love to animate again. I would love to. I think, you know, animation's fun. But when will I do it? I don't know. Hell if I know. I don't know what's going on anymore. Do you still not? Nope. Well, not a single layer. I named some of them. Some of my layers I name. Usually after the fact, I'll go in and name them. I'll clean my files up after I'm done. Which doesn't help me, like, in the process of making pages. Kind of defeats the purpose then, doesn't it? I'm gonna move my mic actually because I'm tired of like looking to the left while I'm trying to draw. And this way y'all are closer to Miso too, so you guys can actually hear her when she chirps. Put this here. Hopefully. Oh, it's not wanting to sit the way direction it's supposed to. Alright, hopefully you guys can still hear me. You guys can probably hear Misa better. Misa, 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 Misa. Why don't you just take a nap, Babs? Just take a nap. I have a habit of calling her Babs, so if you guys hear Babs, that's not another cat, that's just Miso. I just call her Babs now. Yeah, you really heard her that time, huh? So she actually meows now. She's lost basically almost all of her teeth now. Here we go. Sorry guys, I was rearranging my desk a little bit. She's lost basically all of her teeth now. You also might hear my chair creaking. I need to get a new chair. That or just tighten the nuts on the one that I have. Sorry guys. It's already creaking today and I've not fixed it. I'm so sorry for the squeaky chair. Bye Miso. Gonna go lay in the window? Oh, is it raining again? Yeah, she likes laying in the window when it rains. Okay, I knew I had some weird fuckery going on with my layers. What can I do? Let's fill the layer underneath it with red so that I can see what all is going on here. Honey, you just jumped down from my desk and now you want to sit in my lap? Okay. You didn't have to jump down, goober. Alright, settle down. Body doubling? Yeah, that's exactly why I like doing this, is because it's basically body doubling for me and other people, so. Ah, yes, yeah, I've got some weird layer fuckery going on here. That's why I put the red behind it, so that I can throw this in and see all the layers on top that I need to make sure I adjust as well. Okay, well, I don't need to worry about that one. Miso, you need to decide where you want to sit, Babs. Do you want to sit in my lap? Do you want to sit on the desk? Where do you want to sit? You want to sit on the ottoman? Okay. I have an ottoman under my desk, and it seems like she didn't want my lap. She wanted the ottoman. And she barely fits when she sits on the ottoman while my legs are on it, so. She's just being a goober. Typical cat. Yeah, are you happy now? Is that what you wanted? Whoops. Oh, get this here. Alright, so now let's clean some of this up. I'm right here, Babs. Right here, Babs. Hatching, yay. Oof. Alright, and what I'll do is this layer here. I think it's the same layer. Yeah. Oh, there's a leaf layer that doesn't belong here. That doesn't belong there. What's up, Miso? What's going on, Babs? Oh, I see the ottoman moved. Alright, hold on, Miso. Hold on. Give me a second. Let me pull it closer. There you go. There you go. Now you can lay down. See, it's solid now. See, it's solid. Yeah. Come on. Miso, it's solid. See? It's solid. She's being a butt. I don't know what you want today, Babs. Anyway, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab this layer here. And essentially what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip it around so that I can basically just double it for the other side. It's okay, Miso. Yeah. We're going to do Control C, Control V. And we're going to do a transform. We're going to rotate it, flip it. Why isn't it drawing anything? Okay, I didn't do something right. Oh, that's because I have the wrong layer selected. Find that layer! Get to play hunt the layer. Okay, oh, 58, not 68. Okay. Control C, Control V. That's what I get for not naming my layers. It's a hell of my own doing. Actually, let's go this way. Oh boy. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to rotate it so that it'll be kind of like horizontal, because right now it's skewed. So, and I don't want that. I want it to be transformable for the with the perspective tool. Oh, I'll save. Alright, now I'm gonna transform. You're better than me. Yeah, good. Learn from my mistakes. Don't be as foolish as I am. Me learning from my mistakes? Never. Who do you think I am? A reasonable human being? Alright, now I'm going to take the red layer that I have here somewheres. I'm going to make it white. The day you name your layers, I assume I'm being held hostage. That'll be the day that I, like, become a real artist. I'm a real boy! Artist edition. Alright, so I'm gonna go in here and I'm gonna just adjust a few things. Whoa, brush is way too big. That's what she said. That's what she said. My humor has not, my sensibilities have not grown with me. I haven't like watched you play your game yet. I need to like spend some time in your streams too. I don't stream on Twitch anymore though. I think I still have my account though. I watch people stream sometimes when I'm on Twitch. Wow, this coloring I did a really bad job of. I just noticed. I think it was because I had my tone on and didn't notice it. This is really bad, like, outside the line drama. Jeez, me? What the hell? Look how not inside the lines I was. Wow. Oh wow, really? Nice. Yeah, I saw that like you were streaming it once, but like by the time I got there you'd already stopped streaming and I was like, dang, I missed it. And like that's happened so many times. I keep going, yeah, I'm gonna watch a stream, and then like by the time I get there it's already gone and over with. I'm missing a layer here. Okay, there it is. Okay. I was like, wait a minute, where'd it go? Okay, it's this one. I need to clean up. Yeah. Alright, so this one will be cleaned up. Because it's not on the ground anymore. I think this is the one I mostly need to get rid of. No, it's this one. No, it's this one. Alright, let me grab my flower brushes here. I'm not entirely sure why it's a lighter color. Change brush tip color. No, don't do that. Let's see. Let's see. My gaming buddy is insanely skilled and I love playing with him. Me getting a PS5 let me stream with audio too. I love playing through the Atomic Horror games and story. It's a good play and alternate history of things that happen how they did. I actually don't know anything about either of those games. Like, you know how I am with games. I'm such like a bad gamer. Like the only game I've bought like since I last chatted with you was Okami for Steam. Surprise, surprise. And Pokemon Scarlet. That's literally it. I haven't bought any other games. I'm such a loser. Okay, no, I lied. Ark Survival Evolved I also have. And I got into that one because of Nick Rooster. I've thought about buying my own server for that. Holy dappled light, Batman! Hey, Dustin! Guess who's here, Dustin? King, you remember Dustin? Dots! Nah, it's all good. Dustin, this is Wolf. Remember Wolf? They go by Corpse King now. Well, Corpse King, Seb, lots of different things. And, you're he, him pronouns now, right? Just want to make sure I address you properly. It's been a while since we've had the gang here. Man, if Nuke comes in here, we'll have, like, the gang together again. Atlas, okay. Alright, I'll make sure I do that now. I couldn't remember, because I've seen different things, different places, so my apologies. Thanks for letting me know. Also, like, so you know, I don't go by Cat anymore. I go by Jackson now. Like, and any pronouns, fine, honestly. But, yeah, I don't go by Cat anymore. Trying to go more towards, like, the non-binary route, so, yeah. Because I'm trying for, like, top surgery again to see if my insurance will approve it this time. Hey, Miso. Yeah, I did, and it's easier because it's also my last name. That way, it's like accurate. You know, like it's not technically wrong. It's not technically wrong. So. I see. That makes sense. Miso. That's funny how both of us, like, Our that's how funny. Both of us ended up being non-binary, leaning more towards like masculine-ish. Like I'm honestly fine with like being completely neutral, but I definitely prefer if people think I'm a guy than a woman. Yeah, we literally talked about you, like, so we talked about you literally maybe like, what, like a week ago? Like, we're like, I wonder where they went, and I'm like, I don't know, I haven't spoken to them in a couple years. And I said, like, oh, like, last I heard they were, you know, with, you know, they had a significant other, and they were doing good, and, you know, doing their thing. You know, like, but that was the last that I heard, so. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Nuke pops in here sometimes. They'll, like, pop in and listen. So, like, it's so crazy that, like, unless you listened and then decided to reach out, but, like, I don't know if it was, like, the Twitter post that made you reach out. Alright, I think I'm done here now. I think I'm done with, this page. And well, other than the sound effects. Sound effects I'm gonna do later. The lettering in general I'm going to finish later. These are more like general placeholders, because I'm going to have someone helping me with all my sound effects and stuff. Wait a minute here. Oh, okay, I found a problem here. Okay, I can't have it going over the wings. I was wondering why this, like, looked really strange to me, and it's because the wings were all blacked out. Hey, Soul! What's up? How you doing, Soul? Oh yeah, that makes sense, Another page bites the dust. Blah, blah, blah. I think I'd like those to be gray, so let me put in a gray layer here. I don't think white quite makes sense, so let me try just softening it a little bit. I think the white was too strong. Could probably just use this tool, that's why I got it. So it makes filling so much easier. But no, I like doing everything the hard way. Alright, now let's find the right shade for this. Let's try 70. I think 60 would be perfect, because 50 is a little too light. Yeah, I think 6. Now it's kind of all blends together. Dun, 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 dun. Thank you. Yeah, that big panel's like getting a lot more done. Let's see, do I want these to be obvious? Okay, what do you guys think? Okay, so I'm looking at the wings here. Let me zoom out so we can actually see the page for what it is. Alright, so here's the page. Do we like having the feathers a lighter color? Hey Julian, what's up? Or do we like having the wings more like blacked out? To where like you barely see the feathers. So 70 versus 0. Let me try maybe somewhere in the middle, like a 40 or 50. I feel like when you do that, the rest of the detail just gets lost. So I feel like there's not a lot of middle ground. That's why I went like all the way to 70, is I don't feel like there's a lot of middle ground on this. I'm leaning towards the 70. That way it's there, but it's not like... Yeah, so yeah, like the feathers being defined. Because originally they were like this. They were solid black. So do you think solid black would work better? Because you know what they are. The 70? Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Having just a little bit of definition, I think, was good. Okay, cool. That's what I was thinking, but I was wondering if it was, like, just me. Alright, cool. I think this one's done, other than the sound effects, which I'll do later. Yeah. Alright, cool, so that one's done. Yay, we finished a page! It only took me like 3 streams! I'm not super working hard on it though, so... Now we get to move on to this one! Yay! Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. Well, and that was the other thing. I'd considered putting this bubble up here. But the problem is the text. So you get this line that's right here at the very top. I can't have my text go beyond that. So if I were to do that, I'd have to have this here. And I'm not sure how I feel about that. Like, as far as like where the bubbles are arranged. So here we go. Yeah. Zoom out a little bit more. There we go. Okay. I wasn't sure if I liked that. And then I could move like this one up here or something, maybe. Like this is a really clear, like, it's like a really clear order of reading. And technically, like, this would belong on this panel. It's a sin to make the... No, it's not. It's definitely not a sin. I've done it before. Do you think that would be better? So, like, if I did something like... let me try something. Let me play around a little bit. So I kind of wanted these two panels to play on each other. I don't know, let me see. I wonder if like this would look better without that. I'm kind of wondering now. Let's see. Maybe mostly into the first panel, but overlapping the other one a bit to show the conversation moves between the panels. Yeah. Yeah, let me find a good spot here so there's no tangents. Let's try that here. Because Kasha, this guy down here in the corner, he doesn't say anything, after Aros says this. So this is one, like, this is all Aros here. And then this is Kasha down here. Hey, Nuke! We were just talking about you. Look who's here! It's Corpse. That's Wolf. Remember Wolf? Wolf of the Alpha Kings? Aros no, he's not monologuing. He's just trying to warn this guy that if he leaves, he's probably not coming back. That's why he yells on the next panel, like, so basically, well, let me catch you up, Wolf, because you haven't, or, sorry, Wolf, you can see I'm still used to calling you that. Seb, let me catch you up on the pages, because you aren't, yeah, you're not caught up on the new version. Let me open the file for you, and I'll show you what's going on. So, what's happening here... there's gonna be a page here where we see, like, Aros, like, walking up the steps, and he's, like, grumbling about, like, having to deal with this person. I just haven't sketched it out yet. I was supposed to do that today, but that didn't happen. And so we start here, we start on the right side where Aros is walking up the steps. Then we see, like, where all of this is happening. We get sort of like our establishing shot for like what type of environment this is, and chickens. I could not include the chickens. And then we see a close-up of this area here. Oh, sorry, I forgot to read the dialogue here. And this isn't final dialogue, it's just like my first pass. The real stars of the manga, right? Basically the hunter is like, Aros, we can't, like, be inside, this has to stop. Essentially what's going on here is, Rin is out and about, and Aros is telling them to stay inside until, she's dealt with, and that's what they're gonna be talking about on the first page. And then, Aros says, so tell me, like, what do you do for the village? And the hunter goes, well, I hunt and I feed people. And then Aros is like, that's right, you don't hunt the Miape. That's my job. And then he's like, your job? What a joke. Or, you know, something along those lines. Again, this is my first pass. He, like, throws a blade at Aros, he stops it, and then it falls. I just haven't finished this page yet. And then Aros is, or he yells, you're the worst damned healer I've ever heard of. God, it sounds so cringy when I read it. I have to redraw this because Aros looks different now. Killing a Miape is not that simple. It is simple, you're just a coward. And then Aros points out these little birds. Oh, I forgot to draw the birds! Oh my god, you guys, I forgot to draw the birds! I thought I was done. The good news is the birds will be really easy to draw. I forgot to draw the birds. That's why I had the bamboo this way, so I could put in the birds. Dang it. Anyway, so he points out the birds. And then he's like, what about them? And Aros is like, these birds follow Rin, which is Amat's top soul collector. And, I don't know, oh, collector of souls, because soul collector didn't fit very well in the bubble. And then we get to this part where it's like, Rin, I say that twice. Well, yeah. See, this is why I have someone else go over my lettering with me, because I suck at picking dialogue. Can you see why I literally have Aros say the same thing twice? So basically, he's trying to get the hunter to, like, not leave, because he knows, like, Rin will get him. And so, like, when the hunter leaves, he's like, oh, I'll bring back her head for you by morning. And Aros is like, and I'll get the search party ready for your dead body. So he's basically like, fuck you. That's like how he says F you without saying F you. I mean, it's my own manga. I could have him say fuck you if I wanted. And then, like, after he says that, he's like, like, there's a cold wind, right? Like, there's gonna be, like, a wind sound effect here. And then, yeah, Aros is so snappy in this one. He feels a cold wind, and when this place is tropical, right, you don't feel cold wind. So, like, he whips around really quick and then sees, like, Rin, like, watching him. And she's like, hey, Aros, let's have some fun. And then she vanishes, and she's like, you know, hurry, hurry. Like, that's all she says is hurry, hurry. And then Aros says, now I have to go kill him. And so, ooh, what does that mean? He was just talking about being a healer, and now he's saying, ooh, I have to go kill him. What does that mean? So, and then we see him vanish from, it'll basically be the same background that was here. So I'm basically just gonna copy it over. I'm not drawing that twice. I'm not drawing that shit twice. So I'm gonna copy this panel over here. I'm not trying that fucker twice. Which is funny, it's in the exact same spot, so... Oh dude, yeah, like this is definitely a teen manga. Like this has like, this whole manga has a mature content warning on it. So... That's why my streams are not marked just for kids. So yeah, that's basically what's going on. Oh, I forgot the birds! Forgot the borbs! Okay, well... Dang it. Dang it, Bobby! Okay, well, that's fine. Let me grab my red pen and I'll draw some burbs. Borbs. Little demon birds. Probably have one here. We'll have some here, have some here, have some here, have one here. Have one here, have one here. I think that'll be plenty. Just to have just these will be fine. And I'm going to cheat because I don't want to have to like redraw the R for Aros. I'm gonna pull a cheat and I don't feel like redrawing these if I don't have to. Because I've wasted enough time on this panel. So I'm gonna get my sparrow brush and we're gonna work with that. Because I ain't got no patience for this anymore. Actually, let me find the brush for them. Because I have them in here somewhere, I think. Image material. Illustration. Nature. Oh, they're in my land animal one. Oh, it's gonna be in my brush. Dang it. Okay, well, what are they called so I can look for them? Suzume. Alright, this is the one that I need. Alright, so I'm gonna go to brush. I'll type in Suzume and it should pop up. Dang it. No. Oh, fine. Oh, it doesn't have them. It doesn't have it as separate files. Shoot. I'm gonna have to manually do it. That sucks. Okay, what did they look like? Actually, I'm gonna open them in the sub view, so I'll have them for later. Open, and I have a screenshot of them I'm gonna throw in there really quick. Pictures. Borb brush. Rice ball. Oh my gosh. I remember who started that. It was Sharky Tooth. I remember. I haven't seen her in forever though. Actually, she stopped talking, or she vanished when I was still in college. She stopped talking to us. I was still in college when that happened. Actually, I still have her comics. All of the artwork she made, I still have all of it. Hey, hang on, it's doing the autosave thing. No, she didn't. I don't know where she went. She was super cool. Clip, what are you doing? I was gonna say, don't you dare crash on me. It would do it out of spite. Look at these borbs. So for those of you who don't know how I do this, what I do is I use these birds to sketch, basically. What I do is I make them and then I sketch with them later. These are on the ground birds. These are the wrong ones. We need the perching ones. What I'll probably do is I'll just tilt them and then I'll redraw the legs. I'll redraw the legs later. They're supposed to be little birds. So I'll redraw the legs when I'm redrawing the whole birds in general. These ones, no. The ones that I have here, yeah. Basically what I do, so when I have something like this that's just gonna take a lot of time, like having to draw each of these unique birds by hand, I grab a brush and then to use them as a sketch. So basically what I'll do is I'll go in and I'll hand draw this bird again. That way I'm not using someone's asset exactly as it is. Plus, I have to change the bird anyway, like I have to add horns to it, and I'd rather it be my own line art than someone else's line art. And that way I can tweak it and make it mine. You know, just use it as like a rough idea of what I'm looking for, or like roughly what I want to put there versus like just going on their stuff, you know what I mean? So, I never like using someone's brushes like raw as it is unless it's something like filler. Like filler is completely different, but for these birds I don't consider them filler, so I would rather draw them on my own so that way they're unique. I just start out really big so that I can grab them more easily. So, but yeah, no, I did not draw those birds myself. I wish. I wish I drew those birds myself. Eventually, like, and that's partly because I'm still learning how to draw birds properly. I still struggle with drawing birds. And this way, by redrawing the bird the long way, like by actually taking the time to redraw the bird, I learn about the bird, and eventually I can learn, I can not need to have to trace the bird. So it's a learning exercise. That way I can learn, like, as I get it done, and it's also a speed thing, so. There's a variety of reasons why I may do it that way. Work smarter, not harder, as they say. Let's try moving this one over here and flipping it. Yeah, that fits perfectly there. Yeah, and that way you're also learning by like muscle memory and drawing. Like you're actually learning while you're doing something. So, like, give yourself chances to learn things, you know what I mean? And if this helps you, do it. I've learned how to draw so many things by doing this. Is it a perfect method? No, definitely not. But it's better than just sitting and struggling with the same thing, you know what I mean? It's a super grumpy looking bird. this one. What I need to do is I need to make individual assets of these birds so that way I can just import them. Look how fat that is, a borb. I'm not gonna put in too many of them. I want one more. Let's see, I can get one more. Someone's sitting here all by himself. Yeah, so now I have a sketch done really quickly, and I can go in and start, like, redrawing them. So what I'll do is I'll crank this up a little bit. I also have to put in the flames for them. You see how they have, like, little flames and little horns and whiskers on them? Like, I have to add all of that, so... I'll start with this guy. He looks so thrilled to be here. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to lower the opacity on these. Make a new layer, and then I'll go in and redraw this myself. And I don't also, like, I don't trace it, like, exactly as it is. I tend to only, like, keep the stuff that I want to. And this just helps me keep it mine. Look how happy he looks. He's waiting for his soul dinner. He can have some souls. Look at this sucker! Aros has got him totally fooled! There's always the, like, what's funny about this bird is he's facing the wrong direction. Like, look at him. Oh, let me zoom out a bit more. Look at this moron, he's like facing the wrong direction. Hey guys, what's going on? What's happening? What's so funny? There's always one. And these ones are chatting over how Timmy behind them is facing the wrong direction. He's reading in the manga. Oh no, we'll leave him Moon Moon. Just ignore him more for us. I'm gonna leave this in there. Like, I'm gonna leave the sweat, like, I'm gonna leave that in there because no one will ever get to see it. It'll be like my inside joke. That if someone were to zoom in on that, they would see this bird looking really derpy. Poof, poof, poof. These floofy birds. Right? Hey, Joyce, what's up? This is the most streamers I've had here in a while. Goodness gracious, y'all making me nervous. You mean I actually have to be focused and get shit done now? I'm not ready! We all came to stare you down. Lord have mercy. And of course I'm drawing like they all have whips. Oh dear. I have Aros to protect me. He's loyal to me. You have whips, but I have Aros. He would totally dip out on me though. He would just leave. Be like, see ya. Wouldn't want to be ya. Because he like that. Alright, let me see where the branches are under their feet so I can make sure I get this right. Excuse me, sorry. Makes her so big. That's what she said. No pressure there, it's just a coliseum of people around the corner. That's fine. Bring it. Dude, I don't know what I would do if I got like 500 people in here or like 1,000 people in here all of a sudden. Like, if some like massive channel like absolutely like raided me, I'd be like, oh fuck. I'd probably just sit here and start laughing nervously like a moron and be like, hi guys, how are you? Oops. Playing Smash Brothers behind everyone. I bit him once and he's like, wow, no longer my problem, actually, good luck. Not the same way that they can on Twitch, but I know a few people who do, like, raid each other. Like, if they happen to see each other streaming, they'll, like, send everyone to, the other person's channel. So not in the same way that they do on Twitch. Yeah, like informally. It's really hard to do because, like, someone would have to be live at the exact same time as you. And, like, you don't really have the ability to easily check that to see who all is live at the same time. And, like, most of the people that I would raid or that would raid me are on Twitch. And so they can't raid me. Or they just don't use YouTube at all. So, yeah. Kind of makes it impossible for me to stream with friends now because I use YouTube. But it is what it is. It's a hell of my own making. Yeah, see how quickly I got those done? Like... Yeah, I always check when I'm at the end of my stream to see if anyone happens to be live when I'm done. I'm actually gonna make this bird facing the other way. Just to vary it up, because I already drew this one. So I'm gonna vary it up a little bit. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. Man, bro, I don't even know if we could, like... We'd probably just have to start the RP over, to be completely honest with you. Just, just pretend that there was, like a 10-year time skip. Be like, hi, guys. Someone got sucked into an alternate dimension or something. Got kidnapped. I don't know. Or just don't. just let it go. Memories. Memories. I think role playing is fun. With especially when like both people have like entire head worlds and stuff. Oh man, that's really fun. Beep. 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 Alright. Oop, let me try that. Look at this one, he's mad. He's like, what? Wow. It's like, imagine this one had crazy eyebrows. Angry Barb. It's not a phase, Mom. Yeah. I remember that. Yeah, same. Like it had like it only keeps them for so long, and then they're like not even available anymore. Let me so. Yeah. Like I tried to go back and find them, and they were like all gone. They were, I think, like just old enough that like they were just all gone. Sounds like we would just have to just start over with a brand new one, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. I just want to give this dude eyebrows. Yeah, believe it or not, Skype is still around. Right? Me neither. I haven't used it. Like, since I moved over to Discord, I've not used it. I think I moved over to the Discord in 2018. Yeah, that was when I started using Discord instead of Skype. So that was when I started my internship, and it was just easier to use Discord. Because I had, like, limited internet access, and Skype was just stupid with it. Right? Yeah, newbie's boss. Miso, what is it, Babs? You want pets? Miso's like... So Miso has this bed, right? And she's like laying in her bed with one arm extended out this way. And she's like... So like, here's my drawing arm. And she's like, pat, 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 pat. she's like patting my one arm trying to get my attention. Yeah. I did have a role-playing group, yeah. Actually, I have two of them. I have two role-playing groups. Well, actually, I can't call it a group, because it's me and one other person. So, like, Nuke and I roleplay, and then Seb and I roleplayed for a while. No, role-playing is a great way to, like, put your characters in positions that normally they may not be in. Yeah, RP partners, yeah, better phrase for it. It's a great way to put your characters, and environments, like your worlds in general, in positions and situations that they normally might not be in, so that you can better flesh out the character. That's primarily why I like doing it. Is I've learned... So, like, originally, Godsbane, like, Aros wasn't the main character. Aros was a side character. He was really, quite frankly, he was a nobody character. He was just a small character that played a small little role of, like, minion to the main villain. That's all he was. And through, like, RP, like, mostly RP with, Seb, and, like, working out Aros a lot, like, I learned that Aros is way more fun as a character. And then when I rewrote the script from Aros' point of view, my other betas really, really liked it. And so through RP, like roleplaying, I was able to learn more about Aros as a character, and I liked his perspective of the story way better than Aqua Coco's. So. And I wouldn't have learned that if I didn't, like, roleplay. So, for me, that's more what I get out of it. It's not necessarily, like, living my own personal fantasies. It's playing with my characters so that I can learn them better. Yeah, Aros was loved by all of my beta readers. Like, I had people, like, asking for side stories of him. Like, how would Aros do this? How would Aros do that? And, like, the betas are the reason why Aros is the main character now. Because they loved him so much. Basically, yeah. Yeah, Corpseer has been around, like, since the beginning of, like, the comic version of Godsbane. Like, back in, like, its earliest days. Like, Corpseer is one of the original betas. Back when it was the 300 chapter version, like, that's how far back they go. That's how far back he goes. Oh my gosh, wow. 2014. That's how long we've been friends? Dang. Hey, hey, what's up? Hey, how you doing? If you guys don't mind, could you please drop me a like? It helps the channel grow and tells YouTube you like my stuff. Please and thank you. Oopsie. I believe I've known Dustin and Nuke for just as long, so... They were part of the original team. When I first reached out for the one species. I think so, yeah. The Phoenix! The Phoenix! They still are popular. I think they're still popular. Nuke, are they... Do you find that they're still popular? I would think so. Was it? Was it that long ago? Oh my gosh, what? Yeah, I think it was. I think it was, yeah. Because I was still in Colorado, I think, when I met you. Like, online. Because I lurked in your streams, mostly. I was a lurker for a long time, to be honest. Because I was like, wow, their art is so good, they're never gonna want to talk to me. Like, bro, I liked your art so much that I printed it out and put it in my sketchbook so I could study. So I could study them. That's what I did, and then, like, I finally started going to, like, your streams, and started talking. And I ordered a few commissions and we just kept talking and then somehow we ended up friends. Yeah, 2014. I'm pretty sure I was already at Ringling when I met you, Dustin. I drew Auk as a phoenix once. I mixed Auk and Coco together to make a phoenix. Let me see if I can find it. Oh, you know what? It'll be in my Dropbox. I know how to find it. Because I know I just looked at it recently. Because I was going through all my files looking for my freaking chapter 2. Yeah, there he is. Fluffy boy. Yeah, see, look. I mixed them together. That was when Coco still had his silly, huge bead necklace. You guys... Oh yeah, the Pegran Cray, yeah. God Ringling detested, yeah. I feel so old now. Oh my goodness. You guys want to see his, like, some really old stuff? Oh my gosh, I'm about to make y'all, like, age 20 years. Oh my gosh. Oh man, if you remember this, Nuke, oh my gosh. Oh my god. I remember making this and I feel so bad about it. I was streaming once and I was making fun of how you don't like math. Do you remember this? You were complaining about your math homework or something. Let's see, 2010, 2011. Aha! I found it. Oh my goodness. Old artwork. Okay, this is what I was looking for. No, that's not it. Never mind, that's not it. Thought I had like a sketch dump of all of this stuff. Don't I have like an evolution of Auk document here somewhere? I love how my computer is suddenly not doing anything. There it goes. Oh, the mushrooms one! Oh my gosh, the mushrooms one. Copy image, file, new. That's so funny. The papyrus? Yeah, it was, yeah. I still can't roll my R's. All these years later and I still can't do it. Yeah, this is some old stuff, you guys. This is like old stuff. That's Auk, by the way. Auk looks completely different now. Here's this character sheet from Ringling Days. Oh, Aqua Evolution. Here we go. I found it. Okay, I found it. The evolution of Awk through like a couple years. File open. Oopsie. File from clipboard. Oh no, it's super tiny. So I didn't zoom in first. Copy image. There we go. Look at all this. This is how much, like, this character. I'm gonna put in the sub view what he actually looks like now, by the way. Well, let me open up the document for what he actually looks like now. File open. Desktop. That'll be in my Viz portfolio. Let me find his page. Here's what he looks like now. I'm actually gonna hide that for now. Here's what he looks like now. This is what he used to look like. This is crazy. I haven't seen this Awk in a long time. This was the very first one, 2010. Crazy, y'all. Right? It was awkward. Yeah, it was. Yeah, I did go by Awkward back then. So, like, the original sketches of him. Like, well, this was the original one. He was originally this weird blue color. And then I had to I took an animation course and I started develop. This was the start of Godsbane, y'all. For all y'all wondering, this is where Godsbane started. I had this silly little character and I was using him for, like, my animation classes. I had to pick, like, I had to have a character to, like, animate with and practice with. And I picked Awk. And so I drew him a lot. This was also the period where I stopped drawing my fan art. And, like, people got mad at me for it. Why don't you draw Inuyasha anymore? Why don't you draw, like, Full Metal Alchemist anymore? Because I'm working on, like, my main characters. He kind of was, like, this, like, really goofy, derpy character. Sort of, like, doing whatever. Yeah. Really goofy. And then I started getting a little bit more serious about him. I had a 3D model version of him for my Maya class. And then, like, this is when I started getting more serious about pencil, and, like, traditional art, and did cute little, like, chibi version. Just kept kind of, like, messing with him, I guess. Yeah, he was originally, like, a water spirit that, like, had drowned, and he was, like, he would save people and stuff. So, and then when I got to, like, Ringling, this was around the time my Ringling era started. I kept drawing him. And this, I mean, this file itself is pretty old. I mean, it's from, like, 2013, I think. So, yeah. So this is the first drawing of Zaw, which was originally ZA. Or, sorry, XA. So, yeah. Really old characters and stuff. Yeah, this is what he looks like now. And then this is Coco. Always angry. Looking to hurt somebody. He looks so mean all the time. Yeah. Alright, I'll get back to work, guys. Sorry. Breaks are good. Breaks are good. I just needed a break. Okay. Alright, break time over. Oh, yeah? Oh, man. I remember that. I remember that. This one looks like extra mad. Okay, watch this one, watch this one. Just some horns, and then give him like a little beard, and it's Took! Just give him 4 extra tails, and it's Took in sparrow form. Or Amat, I mean. Yeah, Amat is the bad guy, like the original one, and I'm thinking well, he's like the current version, and I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with Took specifically. Yeah, he was Took for a really long time, and then I changed his name to Amat, so. And that was when I separated like Miape from being like just like what you turn into to like being sort of like an extra soul that gets attached to you. The same way that Mao is Aros's Miape. So they all have names now. Even Rin's has a name, even though it's really hard to tell who's in control at any given time. Just because they're kind of synced together. Like in canon anyway. In canon they're kind of synced together. Eventually, like, they become separate, but I mean, for so long, it's just been Rin. No one's even bothered to name her Miape. Well, that her Miape was in control for a really long time. Most of the time, it's her Miape, not actually Rin. But they're kind of, like, blended together now. It's hard to tell who's who. Well, and part of the problem was Rin was the very first Miape. And so, like, there was so much unknown about them at the time she, like the Miape was made. So, there's just not a lot of facts, and she just kind of got swept under the rug, like, research-wise. You're a Rin apologist. Rin is a fun character. I think Rin was one of those characters that, just needed someone to be nice to her. I think that's just the type of character she is. She can be a really nice person. She has quite literally abandonment issues. And it just made her a freaking psycho, quite literally. I got a lot amount of people, and then a lot of people left. Sorry, guys, if you don't like talking about RP stuff, my bad. Sorry, I guess. It also could be that it's late. It's also like the top of the hour, so people may be going to bed. If you guys are going to bed, have a good night. Take it easy. Please don't stay up late and hurt yourself on my account. I'll have to give this one horns. Did I color the beaks in on this one? No, I forgot to color the beaks of these. Actually, this lake would be lower because it's on the branch. How long does it take you to finish one chapter? About 2 months. When I was working consistently, a chapter took me about 2 months. But it was also when my chapters were, like, over 20 pages each. I imagine since they'll be under 20 now, they'll probably take less time. But I'm still gonna give myself 2 months to get them done. Just in case anything happens, or there's an emergency, or I have a convention I have to go to. Just so that I have the time, you know, and it doesn't, like, mess up my schedule. If I can get them done faster than that, cool. I'll focus on getting ahead of schedule, but if not, I'm not gonna sweat it. Well, it depends. So, I'm looking at, like, standard professional length, and your standard professional length is typically, especially for, like, newer mangaka, like, 16 to 20 pages. Once a mangaka becomes, like, well-established, like, then they'll, like, start being a little more lenient with how many pages they let you have. And that's because of printing costs. They want to, like, keep their printing costs predictable. And so that's why, like, most manga tend to be about the same length every chapter. Until you start getting to, like Rumiko Takahashi is a good example. She has longer chapters pretty consistently, like, more than 20 pages. Because it's like they know her work's gonna sell. So but if you're an indie, you can do whatever the heck you want. If you want to do 50-page chapters, go for it. If you want to do 20-page chapters, go for it. If you want to do 10-page chapters, go for it. If you're indie, you're doing doujinshi, you can do whatever the heck you please. So, like, you should... Oh, bye, Julian. Thank you for coming. Have a good night. So, I mean, it just kind of depends on what you want to do. If you're going to be indie, who cares what anyone else thinks? Honestly. I'm going indie, but if I start wanting to submit, like, one-shots to people, or, like, publishers, most places want one-shots to be, like, about 40 pages. Some will let you go up to 50, like, Manga Plus. And then some, like the Silent Manga Edition, usually only go up to, like, 17 to 20. But it really depends on the contest and the publisher and all that stuff. Sorry guys, I was just taking some pain medicine. My Mouth is really hurting right now, so. Yeah. Well, the purpose of the Silent Manga edition is to get you to tell a story with no words. So, I mean, it's a pretty hard contest in general. Just for oopsie. Just for that alone, it's pretty difficult. Oh no, most one-shots are much shorter than that. Most one-shots, most publishers won't take one-shots over 50 pages. I think Manga Plus is one of the few exceptions. I'll be alright. I'll be alright. So, no worries. I was just letting you know, like, what the noises were you guys were hearing. That's all. I just want, because you guys might have heard, like, like, my pill bottle. You guys might have heard it. So I was just letting you guys know what the noise was. I'm okay, I promise you guys, I promise. I really have to get this panel done. I'm so tired of looking at this panel, and I was so ready to move on to another page today. And I'm really kind of disappointed in myself that it didn't happen. But, I mean, things happen. Or they don't, in my case. Yeah, it's 11 for me too, so. I have a couple things I have to do tonight before I go to bed, so I'm not gonna be able to do like those really crazy long streams tonight. I definitely will stream on Saturday, and then I will have a meeting with someone tomorrow. So I'm not sure if the stream will be affected. I don't think so. I don't think it will be. If the stream will be affected tomorrow, this is a business meeting. If it will be affected by my business meeting, I'll let you guys know as soon as I find out. If it's not affected by it, then I'll just stream regular time, and I'll probably try to go, like, later than normal to make up for missing, to make up for the really short stream yesterday because my internet was being stupid. I would really like to get this volume 1 printed next year. Like by the end of the year next year, I want to be able to do a Kickstarter. I'm going to aim for October. That way it's around the same time as my channel anniversary. That would be really cool. So... will that happen? I'm not sure, but that's what I'm aiming for, is having a Kickstarter next October. Yeah, I'm not sure how big the books will be. I'm not sure if I want to go for full volumes or if I want to go for like a half volume. You know, so maybe. Let me actually try this instead. Actually, I'm gonna try something else. Oh, it's auto-saving. Let me see if this would be faster. Let me set this to reference. Oh yeah, this will be way faster. Ah, shit. It's not gonna be perfect because I don't seal up the line art completely every time. Pen's too big. This might be faster for me, to be honest. Actually, I think I have a lasso eraser. Yeah, this one's specifically for erasing, so I can just click on the brush tool and be ready to draw without having to worry about switching everything back over. Alright, now let's do a quick lasso draw. You know, I'm serious because I suddenly got quiet. Sorry, guys. Let's see. Always wonder how people do for print book in big supplies. What do you mean, like how they do a lot of like book? Like how do they like what do you mean? I'm kind of confused by your question. Do you mean like how do they do big print runs for their books? Like, what do you mean by... I mean, do you mean like how much people make? It depends on how many books they buy, probably. So, like with crowdfunding, typically, Like, you can't, like, I would not be able to, like, just, like, outright pay for printing. Printing itself, like, your profit margin will depend on, one, are you having to pay someone for the art? I don't technically pay someone for the art. Once I go to print, I do have to talk with the person who made my logo, because for right now, the deal that I have is for digital. So, like, I think I would just have to go and double check with them, just to see if there's, like, any other agreements that we need to make, now that I would be going to print. I forgot what my last verse was. And then, so that might be the only other cost I need to consider beforehand, other than, like, what our shipping supply is going to cost, what will the actual shipping itself cost, what kind of packaging do I need to make sure it arrives safely, what extras I want to put into it, how much are those extras going to cost, how much are those extras going to cost to ship. Like, there are so many things that you have to take into account before you do a Kickstarter. That's why I'm not entirely sure if there's going to be one next year. I don't know what kind of financial situation I'm going to be in. So when you're doing your Kickstarter or your crowdfunding, whatever it is, you have to take all of those factors into account, because if you miscount one thing, you may suddenly be out of pocket for your books. Typically, the, like, profit margin in comics and graphic novels, even, like, indie manga, is very slim. You know, it's not a very wide profit margin, in general. Is it impossible? No. I have friends / good acquaintances that have made two of them that have made over $100,000 campaigns. How much of that is profit? I don't know. But I've seen people can do really, really well on Kickstarter, and I've had plenty of friends not make a $5,000 goal. Like, I've seen both ends of the extremes, and it all depends on how do you market, how do you promote it, like, what are the rewards, how are they priced, what are the tiers, all the way down to how do you structure your page, how does your page communicate what the project's about, and can you follow through? Are you a new creator? Newer people who have never... Miso, excuse me? Can I help you, Miso? See, now you're stuck. Okay. Anyway, so people who have never backed a campaign before, if you make a brand new, like, Kickstarter account and people see that you've never backed anyone else before, they're less likely to back you because they think, oh, you're a new guy. Like, I don't know how well versed you are in our community. Like, there are people that are like that. Not everybody, but there are people that are like that. Like, they want to see you being active in the Kickstarter community, which I don't understand that logic. It's like, not everyone has the money to go backing a bunch of other people's campaigns, nor are they necessarily finding anything that they're interested in. Like, I'm a manga person, right? There's not a lot of manga campaigns on Kickstarter. There just isn't, right? So, like, the majority of this, like, it's really, really hard for me to find something that I genuinely want to back. And I'm not gonna back other people's campaigns just because. Like, meaning, like, for the sake of, oh, I want them to, like, back me when it's my turn. I would never back someone for that particular reason. So, like, if I don't see anything that I like about your stuff, if I don't like your book, I'm not gonna back your campaign. Like, I'm not gonna back your campaign just because we're friends. I'm not gonna do that. And I don't expect the same of other people. Because then that's a book that could have gone towards someone who actually wanted it versus someone who's doing it only because we're friends. I don't see that often, but I have seen that behavior with a few people. They're not none of my friends have done that, but I've seen, like, looking through, like, Reddit and forums, like, I've seen people that, like, expect that. I'm like, that's stupid. Now, are there people that I back when they go to Kickstarter? Yes. But I don't usually get print versions. I usually go for, like, digital PDFs, or, like, I'll pay the digital, or I'll get the digital, tier, but I'll pay, like, the print price. Like, I've done that too. That way, like, they still get paid for a printed copy, even though I don't want a printed copy. So, And you also have to think about, so like, I've seen, yeah. Yeah, I remember that. I actually found the hard copy version of my concept art book the other day. It was like the rough version before I sent the final one to print, because Ringling actually has my final version of the concept art book. They actually kept it. My career counselor wanted to keep it, and so I let him keep it. That way he could show like other people who like want to make a comic, like, hey, like, here's some things that you can do. So I'd really love to like go back when I have a printed version of like Godsbane and give that to him. Alright, almost done with these burbs. I'm going to very lightly color them. Nothing too fancy, just because they're so small anyway. I don't want them to be I don't want them to be obscured by any coloring. So I'm going to keep it very light. Alright, I'm going to go over this one more time with the branches in black. Yep, chapter 1 opener. Yep, the one with Coco standing on the rock. See, that one would be that would be Tides. I think was the name of the chapter cover. And that would be in, let's see, that would be Godsbane Files, Layered Files, Thesis Edition. And then the one that Corpse has is the original pencils for the cover. So they have the originals for... See, these are all PDFs, thesis images. The one is the one that you have the 2 concept art page, or is it the... actually, no, I think it's the 2 concept art page. I think that's the one that you have. You have this one, right? I think this is what you have. Yeah, this one. I don't know if I have the originals anymore, to be completely honest. Actually, no. I know where they are. They're at my mom's house. They're at my mom's house, I think. I'd have to go through my files and double check, but I'm 99% sure they're at my mom's house. And if they are, they might be lost forever. I have the scans of everything, though. Oh my gosh, I remember that. I remember that. Alright, look at those little burbs. Those borbs. Spooky borbs. Alright, let's see if I can get this sketch cleaned up. Alright, so we're gonna do a cleanup of this. Is all we're doing is just cleanup. I'm not doing actual line art, I'm just sketching. Yeah, I remember those. So technically his hair would be like this. Yeah, and it would come all the way down here, technically. Alright, this would come up this way. Let me move this down a little bit. Oops, it should be moved down a little. This is too high. Alright, so let's put the flash urchin thingy in here that I'm gonna want. So that'd be under monochromatic, flash. What do you mean there's no materials in here? Where did all my excuse me. I was about to say, oh my goodness, guys. About ready to have a heart attack, y'all. Oh my goodness. Are these tones? Dang it. It's not gonna work that I want it to. Alright, that's fine. I'll just redraw it manually. I'll just do it manually. So we'll put in a tone. Flash brush. There are all kinds of brushes, y'all. It's kind of sad, honestly. Not that kind of. How come you're doing the tones now instead of all the inking? Because contrast matters a lot, and the type of values that I have going on will tell me what type of inking I need to do. When I do my inking, I kind of cater my inking to the tone structure that I'm using. For example, like just to use like this page as an example, I had to consider like where I needed the thicker blacks when I was doing my screen tones on this particular panel. So for example, in here I knew that I was going to have like a structure in here, and so before I even started inking it, I did a rough draft of what kind of like values I wanted. And so just because I have this set here doesn't mean this is the final tone. It's just telling me, oh, this is roughly what I want. Sort of like a really quick sketch. And that, you can see that I did that in my like original sketch too. I'm like, oh, I know I want this as a darker value. Do I know what I want the final to be? Not necessarily, but I'm putting it in there just to help like with the contrast so that I can see, okay, this is where the lines of this flash are going to be, so that way I can plan around that while I'm doing my inking. Because tangents. Also, like, I go one panel at a time. I do not like doing all of the sketching, all of the inking, all of the lettering, all of the toning. Like, I do not like that kind of production to me, it feels incredibly silly because I don't want to, like, I want each panel to be consistent. And if I start, like, drawing something, like, at the beginning, for example, like, if I do, like, all of my inking, like, by the time I get to the end of the page, I may not like what I was doing before, and this way I can be sure page to page, like, panel to panel to panel to panel, it's as consistent as possible. I don't know. That's what I prefer. I've never liked that type of batch processing, and every time I've tried to do it, I've given up and just stopped entirely. And, like, gone back to working panel by panel. And these aren't the final tones, it's just providing contrast. And these aren't even the final inks, so this is just a sketch. I don't know. I've tried working that way, and I don't enjoy it. Like, I get so bored inking that I'm like, oh god, I need to do something else. Like, I think that's the other reason, is I get really bored. Like, I need to be moving between different processes. Like, if I'm only inking, it would take me easily a month of inking. I cannot only ink for a month. I could never. I could never. It's not a very, oopsie, I moved my tablet. It's not a very efficient way of working because it's constantly, like, slowing me down, to, like, switch into, like, a different, like, work mode. So it's not very efficient. But for me, like, it helps keep me working rather than, like, getting burned out from doing 20 pages of inks in a row. Does that make sense? Not again. If we start buffering, guys, let me know. I'm dropping frames again. Oh no, this is not the inking. Wait, wait, what? I go panel by panel. I don't go by the entire page. Like, I only work panel by panel. So, like, the stuff that I have here is done. The stuff that I have in this panel above where it says, oh, get the search party ready, that's done. I bounce around between pages. I bounce around between panels, doing the parts that I'm the most excited for first, because that helps my motivation to keep going. Because, like, I'm gonna be real with you. Let me show you my schedule. Let me show you what I have to do every day. And I don't have a lot of free time. And so, doing what I'm enjoying to do, like, or what I enjoy doing is really, really, really important. Otherwise, I'm gonna drive myself crazy. Sorry guys, I had to change a few things. Oopsie, wrong button. This is my schedule, y'all. This is my schedule, okay? This is why I have to do what I like doing. Because if I don't, I'm gonna go crazy. Like, this is not a flex. This is just what I have to do to get my stuff done. Oh, I need to change this. This isn't accurate anymore. Because I have Japanese class now. Let me throw that in here. Like, Global Comics lost an hour. Wait, no, it didn't. I need to add, non-Godsbane work. Okay, sorry, this is the accurate one. My bad, guys. I forgot to give you guys my new one. Here. So this is my new one because I have Japanese class on Mondays. And I count my commute time in this, so that's why it's 4 hours, even though this is only 2-hour classes. I have my commute time. Like, this is what I have to do every day. Like, I have 45 hours of Global Comics I do, counting my lunch break. So, like, I have that I have to do. I have 28 hours of Godsbane focus time that I do on the weekends, like, and at night. You know, like after I'm done here, if I don't stream until like 1 o'clock, I'm still working until 1 o'clock. I stream in the Discord. I also have therapy. I have marketing and analytics research that I do on Sundays to check out how my promotions are doing, how's my YouTube channel doing, and I consider that work. I also have actual YouTube production. That's what I'm doing like in the middle. That's what I do like after work, like and after I eat. You know, before I stream, like, that's all the stuff this is everything that I'm doing, and it's a lot of stuff. So for me, like, when I'm working on Godsbane, I just do what I want to the most, and what I think will be fun. Because if I worry too much about, plus, I don't have deadlines. Like, ideally, I would like to get 2 pages, like, ideally I would like to have a chapter done in a month. That's what I would like to do. Do I have that luxury? Not necessarily. And do I keep to the schedule exactly? Hell no. This is a rough idea of what my days usually end up looking like. You know what I mean? Like, I don't always stream, like, I don't always work on Godsbane until 1 a.m. Like, sometimes I just don't have the energy for that. Not always. Like, sometimes I just don't get to, I can't work that long. Either my hand starts hurting, my arm starts hurting, or I just get really sleepy and can't focus. You know, like, last night was one of those nights. I went to bed really early last night. I just couldn't handle it last night. You know, like, it was one of those nights. I just didn't do that much. You know, somewhere in here I have to fit in my, my Japanese homework. I don't know where I'm going to put that yet, but I need to figure out where I can put that, because I didn't get it all done in class. So, yeah, like, that's why. Like, it's not that I skip pages that I feel are a pain, it's just, I would prefer to do something else. There really isn't any part of manga that I find to be a chore, or, like, bad. Like, there's no part of it that I feel that way about. It's just, this I'm more excited for, so I'm going to do this first. And when I work on a panel, to me it's more satisfying to, like, get all of it done first. Like, that way I can leave the panel for good, be done with it, move on with my life. I'm not having to, like, do the sketch, and then go do everything else, and then come back to it and do things, and then come back to it, like, 3 weeks later, and then do the tones. Like, I want to get that panel done and move on with my life. I don't want to have to come back to it. I got too much other shit to do. You know what I mean? But yeah, so, like, this is just me cleaning up the sketch. Yeah. Yeah, like, I'm one of those people where I don't want to have to come back to it multiple times. That's why I got so frustrated when I realized I forgot the birds. Is because, like, oh my gosh, I forgot the birds. And part of that was because I added the birds on after I had done my sketching. I re-added them later. That's why I don't do that. Is because then I'm like, oh shoot, like, now I have to go back and add this. Oh shoot, now I have to go back and add this. Oh shoot, now I have to go back and add this. Like, I like getting it done, moving on. I don't like going back and forth. I don't like that bullshit. I can be a little impatient with my own work. Maybe sometimes. And it's like, I just want to move on to the next thing. It's a little bit of a character flaw, to be honest. Because it means I struggle to pay attention to detail sometimes because I'm in such a hurry to get things done. Like the birds, I missed them because I wasn't paying attention to detail. So it's a gift and a curse, to be honest. His nose is really big. Yeah, and like that schedule isn't my god or anything. It's like, this is what I would prefer my days to look like. You know, like, I don't have to keep to it. Like, if I have to change my schedule for whatever happens that day, okay, that'll be it, no big deal. But if it were to go as smooth as possible, that's what it would look like. Yeah. I also use a website called Comics Flow. I'll show you guys. It's really, really helpful. I actually need to come in and update it now that I'm making progress. But I'll actually show you guys this website. It's really cool. So the way that this website works is when you go into a page here, you can actually so like I'm in chapter 1, right? That goal of October 31st is not gonna happen now. Not with the extra projects I just took on. So actually, let me go into this and I'll make the changes. So I'll show you guys how this works. So when you create a project, you can tell it like what are the steps that I need on all of my interior pages. And I uploaded this as an example. Like, it's not accurate to what the page actually looks like. I was demoing this for somebody else. But yeah, so actually let me put this down. Oh, you guys can still see it. Shit. That sucks. Because I've got my YouTube streaming tab right here. Anyway, so I can go in here, I can name it, I can tell it what days of the week, like, I actually work on this project, I can tell it when I'm starting it, and then, like, when I'm finishing it, so I'm going to change the end by date. I'm actually going to push it all the way to the end of the year. Just because of some of the projects that I just picked up. I have a lot of stuff I gotta do. So I'm probably not gonna get it done to the end of the year. So basically what it does is you can see that when I changed that, it told me how many days I have left, how many working days are left, how many, so like for example, if I didn't work on Saturday and Sunday, it would tell me here's the total number of days, here's the total work days you have in that time period. But I work every single day on Godsbane. And so every single day, I would have to get 20% of a page done. A fifth of a page done, basically. Which for me is one panel. That's usually what I try to aim for. Is I aim for a schedule that has like 0.2 or maybe like 0.3, like 30, like a third of a page done. Every single day. Like done. And usually what I end up doing is on Saturdays are my catch-up days. Because if we go back to my schedule, I'm working all day on Saturday. So Saturdays and Sundays are my catch-up days. And then like during this time, I usually have 3 to 4 hours a day. And then I have double that on the weekends. Actually, yeah, I've doubled that on the weekends to actually like catch up. So Saturdays, weekends are my catch-up days. Yeah. But this way I can sort of manage that. And so when I click on a page, I can say, like, for example, this will be my like chapter cover. So this will be my chapter cover. This is page, let's see. Let me look at these really quick. So actually let's update this, right? So let's update this. Alright, so pages 1 and 2, the cover is done. Well, the outer cover is done, so I'm not gonna count this. So this isn't done, this isn't done. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Oh yeah, these are done. These are all covers. Let me actually do it really quick. Pages. Cover. Actually, I need to rename some of these really quick. Cover outside. Cover outside front. So now I can see like which page this is. This is cover outside back. And then we have chapter cover. And then this one would be this additional page I put in. So this would actually be page 1. This would be 2. Oh, well, I would go by the page number here. So this would be page 4. Yep, that's why I named it 4. And then this one would be 5. Yeah, and so on and so on. So you see how I kind of have set this up so that this number up here matches like the interior. So let me hide this really fast. So you see how that matches these numbers? So 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 in here is 4 in here. So 4 is here. So I've lined these up so that all I need to do is go in. And this was me messing around and showing someone, so technically none of these things are done. So, in progress, in progress, in progress. So basically you see what I'm doing is I'm actually taking off all these steps here, and what it's doing is it's changing the progress bar on this actual page. So in progress, in progress. So this is not done. Dun, 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 dun. This one is done. It's a different page though. You can like upload an image here. So if I click on this, let's see. I forgot the way to like get rid of it. There we go, delete. So that's technically the wrong image. So see, you can delete that. This is all done though. Like done. I can mark this. So watch the bar up here at the top. You see how it like finishes. And now it marks this page as done. Same thing with this one. This is all done. Oops. Done. Done. And that's done. Alright, and then this one is just thumbnailing. This one's in thumbnailing stage. So what would be page 5? Let's see what page 5 is. Page 5 is done. So done. I was inking that one. And screen tones are done. Lettering is still in progress, so I need to review it. Inking is done, the screen tones are done, lettering needs reviewed. So you see how it changes this as I go, and I can track my progress. That's why I like to do it this way, is I can work with something like this to make it easy to track. Yeah, it's kind of like Trello for comics. Feels like a pyramid scheme. Let's see. That's fair. Yeah, I just get too stressed if there's like, if I'm doing the same thing for too long, I just get stressed, and that means I don't get anything done. And basically my whole thing is to just not be stressed. Now, if I was doing it for, like, say, a publisher, that's what I would have to do. So, for example, like, let's just say theoretically I'm a mangaka for Viz Media. I would have to do that. I would have to finish the name and send it in and get it checked, and then send in the clean sketch and then get that checked. So, like, eventually I will probably have to work that way if I ever end up working for a publisher. But until that point, I'm gonna do it the way that I want to. How do you do it though, Solomon? Like, is that what you do? Do you do sort of like a batch processing where you do like all the sketches and then like all the inking and then like all the toning? Like, is that what you do? Do you find that helpful? I'm kind of curious, because if you do, I wonder what your thought process on that is, because I'm not that way. I kind of... I've had time to figure it out though. I've been making comic pages in general for many years. I've been making just manga since 2018. I've been making comic pages since 2014. So like I've had like a long time, almost 10 years, to figure out like how I want to be organized and like find what works best for me. And the comics flow method works really well for me. I actually just started that last year, I think. Yeah, last year. Yeah, last year. Because they reached out to me for the beta program and they asked me if I wanted to test it. And I absolutely adore it. I love the comics flow. And actually, you can use it for that, Seb. You can set up any type of, like, file that you want. If you want it to be illustration-based, you can set that up. You can set up all of your individual processes and stuff. But it's not, I don't think it's public, but you can invite people to it. You can allow them to, like, make notes and stuff. So, like, it's perfect for all kinds of work, like, not just comics. I think the only downside is you can only have a limited number of pages, or a limited number of projects that are active at the same time. So you would have to, like, it's not like Trello where you can list everything and then, like, move them and update them and stuff. You actually, like, can only have a few active projects at a time. Well, that makes sense, yeah. That's interesting that you actually do the thing that I don't do. That's really interesting. I see. Now for sketching, I'll do that. For sketching, I'll do the entire sketch at the same time, but when I get down to inking, like, I want to do panel by panel. I don't know why my brain does that, but that's just what my brain wants to do. I actually don't like this panel now. I kind of want to do something different for this panel, so I'm going to abandon this for right now. But I'm going to make a note. Because I don't like this panel. These are all sketches, so I'll put them all in there. Oh, so you work just like I do then. Oh, you do your sketches panel by panel. You don't sketch out the whole page at one time? Okay, now I'm the confused one. That's interesting. I've never heard that before. I've heard most people do like the entire sketch of like this. They sketch the whole page, not sketching panel by panel. So that's interesting. Alright, so what I'm doing is I'm putting in the bubble here just so that I have it. She says, let's have some fun, Aros. I'll look at the stupid font. Oh, you thought, oh no. I was inking in black because it was easier to see. That's the only reason it was for contrast. I wonder if that was like what confused you. Oh, interesting. Oh my gosh, bruh. Yeah, the sketching, I'll do all at once. Or I'll do like a couple pages at a time. So for example, in here you can see I did a couple pages. So when I did the initial sketching, I did all the way up to page 12 before I started inking anything. The rest of these were at the time script pages that I was still finalizing. So I only had up till page 12 finalized. And so now that I, script-wise, have finished these pages, this is a big, like, bonus. You can ignore these. I was trying some things with these, so ignore these. I can now go in and actually, like, start the sketches for these. So... So yeah, usually I'll sketch a couple pages at a time, like in one night, and then once I'm all done, then I'll go in and actually like start inking them. And when a miyabe is talking, I'll have it filled like a white fill, or it's like a black fill with the white lines. Classy, I know. Placeholder panels? Well, I just didn't like the sketch anymore. I just didn't like the sketch. But for these here, what I do, like when I'm scripting, so like I don't mind zooming in onto one of these to show you. So for example, like on the, like here, basically what happens is I plan out like what it's going to be on what page. So for example, I'll show you. I'll just like sketch these out just so I can actually like show you what I mean. So what I'll do is like this is my script. This here is the script for this page. And then this here is the script for this page. There we go. And so now I can sit in here and I can actually start roughly like drawing these out. And be like, okay, I know I need 4 panels on this page, 4 panels on this page. Yeah. For example, like there's a bunch of birds that like come at this guy, so maybe we'll have like a big panel here, really dramatic, where it's like, you know, like huge amount of sparrows coming at him. We'll have it maybe dynamic like this. Actually, it would be easier if they come at him this way. So they're just like consume this man. So we'll have the birds kind of coming at him like this. So this is literally like what I do for, this is basically what I do for first drafts. So let's do, let me make my eraser bigger. This is basically how the process works, but I don't usually sketch live in front of people. I don't like doing my sketching process live. But just so you guys can have a basic idea. So basically like he would run. So we'll have him running. Huh? Do I cut my own panels? What do you mean? Like, there's a panel cutter tool. Yeah. So, for example, let's just say that let's just pretend that, like, this is the this is the set that I want. So let's pretend, oh yeah, I've got my beautiful sketch, I'm ready to go, I'm ready to start making pages. What I'll do is I'll come in here, and I have these settings already put in, so I'll create a frame. I have, like, my settings here for, like, how I want all of this stuff. So what I'll do is I will put it in here. And then when I grab the panel cutter tool, I'll bring this over here so you guys can see it, because you guys can't see it. You can see in here that I have my vertical gutter set and my horizontal gutter set. So I know exactly like how thick I want them every single time. So what I'll do is I'll turn this off, or I'll lower the opacity. I'll come in with the panel cutter tool and I'll make those cuts. And this way they're the same every single, like, see how if I go like horizontal, it chooses the thicker ones. If I go vertical, it'll do the thinner one. It does that automatically. And so now every single time I cut these panels, it'll be the proper thickness. No matter if it's like a horizontal or a vertical cut, it'll use these settings here so that it's consistent every single time. Let's mostly go this way. And then if I want to, I can come in here and I can adjust them. So for example, this one would go all the way this way. Notice it still respects the, like, the distance that I've picked. So now it should move these together. See how it moves these together? Because up here I picked the setting all, so it'll save it. It didn't move that one though, because it's a different row. Because these two are stuck together in a row, these two are stuck together in a row, these two are stuck together. So yeah. I draw, like, I pick out what panels I want myself. I just make them up. I don't use pre-done layouts. Nope, never. Nope, 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 never. I will make my own layouts. I may look at other, like, I may look at, like, a basic one as, like, an example. Like, there's only a certain number of layouts that you can pick, right? So, like, I believe I use B4 at 600 DPI. I'll go ahead and save this. To me, using a preset is only good if you use it as like a base to start with, and then you move it and adjust it around to make it your own. What's wrong with A4? I've just never used it. I just never used A4. I went with B4 because that's what I always worked on when I was drawing on paper, so that's just what I went with. I never said anything was wrong with A4. I don't really see what the difference is. I mean, I know A4 is bigger paper, but I'm not professional. I work with doujinshi, and doujinshi typically use B4 or B5. I use B4 because I'm a doujinka, so I use B4. That's pretty standard. Well, again, I don't use A4. I don't use A or B size paper because I'm from America. So I don't know, like, exactly what A4 is. We don't use those paper sizes here, so, like, I don't know what A4 means. Like, if you were to ask me how big A4 is, I couldn't tell you. I don't know what automata androids, I don't know what that means. Is that like a pop culture reference of some kind? Well, I mean, you would change the size. Like, A4 would be what you start with. And then you would have to, like, shrink it down. So okay, so the reason why you can start so large, for example, like, B4 is way too big to print as is, right? So the reason why, I don't know what that is. I don't know, Nair? I've never heard of that. Okay, I can't say that anymore because some person on Twitter freaked out on me because I didn't know what that was. I recognize that name, like Nier Automata, but like I've never played it, I've never seen it, I don't know what it is. Someone just yelled at me because I didn't know what it was like a few weeks ago. And they thought I was lying. And they're like, "You make manga, how do you not know what this game is?" And it's like, I don't play games. I hate games. So, like, I'm not gonna know what it is. Like, I wanted to start yelling, like, obscure manga and anime at him and be like, "You read manga, how do you not know what this one is?" Like, I'm not saying you're doing that. I'm just saying, like, yeah, like, that's the kind of, yeah, I don't pay attention to pop culture. I've never seen Star Wars. I've never seen Lord of the Rings. I never watched Game of Thrones. Like, I don't watch TV. I don't watch game or movies. I don't play games. I don't participate in pop culture because I have better shit to do. So, no, I don't know what that is. Yoko Taro game? I don't know what that means. Yeah, Yoko Taro game means nothing to me. I'm just one of those weirdos that you know, like, you know, in Avengers. Yeah. But see, I will never watch it, probably. Like, no. I'm a huge Avatar fan, right? Like Avatar Pandora Avatar. I'm a huge Avatar fan. Okay, I have Avatar shit all over my apartment. I still have not seen the second movie. Still! It's been out almost a year now, and I still haven't seen it. Because I just don't fucking care. Like, I care. Like, I really, really, really want to watch it, but, like, I don't care enough to just go do it. That's just how I am. Like, I would be the type of person, okay, that I would probably not watch my own anime. I would not watch my own anime because I would, oh, I'll get to it tomorrow. I'll get to it tomorrow. I'll get to it tomorrow, and then I just never get to it. Hi, Miso. And, like, it's not that, like, yeah, like, the second movie came out last year, Way of Water. I'd love to go watch it. I'm just so bad about doing stuff like that. I don't know why I put that up there. Hi, Miso. You wanna come up here again? The second movie kept getting delayed because of, like, the technology, supposedly the technology that James Cameron wanted wasn't ready, so he made the technology himself. Like, part of it was just getting the technology for shooting underwater, ready. And they also filmed movies 2 and 3 together. I'm not sure if they filmed 2 and 3 and 4, but I'm pretty sure they filmed 2 and 3 together. Alright, let's do cleanup sketches for this. I gotta do... Actually, I don't know if I need to do cleanup sketches for this one. Not for Aros, I don't think. I need to stop and go to bed, or I need to, like, stop and go to bed soon, because I have to do, some stuff for work. It's gonna be one of those nights. What do you mean, how did the studio allow it to happen? That's just what you have to do sometimes. Like, as far as I recall, James Cameron has his own studio. He's the boss, as far as I know. Like, the problem was the technology just didn't exist yet. Like, there was no one that had made the technology that he wanted, so he went and made it himself. Like, he can't help that someone else hasn't come up with it yet. That's not something he's responsible for. So he took it upon himself to go make the technology. I think that's pretty fucking badass. Like, oh, the technology doesn't exist? Oh, well, I won't make the movie. JK, I'll do it my damn self, is basically what he said. My race are so big. I don't know, we'll have to see. I don't know if I'll ever actually watch the movie. I'm just I really want to watch it, but it's not more important than Godsbane is. Period. Nothing's more important than Godsbane is. Nothing's more important than getting, other than like my day job. Like nothing's more important than getting this stuff done. Like there is no like movie, there's no show that is more important than me getting my stuff done. Oh, the investors on board? Don't know. Who knows? That's probably proprietary information that we'll never know. Unless they like reveal it in an interview someday. It might, maybe it's in the art books. You know, the books that talk about like the making of Avatar. Because I've seen them out there and I've thought about getting them. There's like 3 different ones. I've thought about getting them. Well, I mean, investing is, that's just the nature of it. Like, part of investing is you have to figure out how to communicate and make promises. Like, for all we know, there were investors who backed out. We don't know that information. Like, as someone who works for a startup company, like, you don't know. Like, people who aren't inside that company don't know what's going on inside of that company. Like, for all you know, like, maybe he lost $100 million of funding because someone was like, you're taking too long. Maybe someone invested double in him because they were happy with what they were seeing and they truly believed in his vision. Like, I'm sure the information is out there somewhere if you look in the right places. You know, it's not super hard to find funding information. A lot of that stuff is public if you know where to look. But who knows? Yeah, I mean, James Cameron does have a pretty good track record, so he probably has a lot more street cred than, say, like me. He does have more street cred than me. I don't know why I said probably. Maybe I'm being a little optimistic. Yeah, Avatar, like the very first Avatar, like freaking. What do you mean? Do I do thumbnails? What do you mean? My sketches are my thumbnails. Oh, yeah, the back-to-back funding thing, yeah. Thank you for answering. I guess I kind of like skipped the teeny tiny. Do I sketch in panels then refine? Yeah, basically. So what I have so the steps that I have are basically I'll just type it in the chat just because it'll be easier. To and I don't necessarily follow that 100% linearly every single time. It kind of depends on like how the process goes. Sometimes I have to go back and like add something that I missed, or maybe like redraw something. For example, like with this one, I'm gonna have to go back and redraw it. So that's because I thought I knew what I liked, and then once I started cleaning up the sketch, I'm like, nah, I don't like this anymore. Like, so I'm gonna go back and redo it. They planned the bubbles while they're doing their sketching. At least like professional mangaka do. They plan what it says and where it's placed while they're doing their first rounds of sketching. That's very, very typical. Because, and everyone should be doing that. Everyone should. I don't care if you make Western comics or manga, you should be planning your bubbles and your lettering as you're doing your sketching. Some of them will do the bubbling first thing. I don't. I usually will leave it as a quick sketch, and then I refine it. I double check, is this for sure where I want it? And then usually before I ink, I'll go ahead and just put in that bubble just so that I can see where it's at. So that as I'm inking, I can just know where it's at. And also understand, since this is a black-filled manga, this is going to change, or black-filled bubble, this is going to change how I do my liner around it. Because I have to account for the white line that's going to go around the bubble. Versus when I have something like this will get lost in here. So like I have to think about that while I'm doing my inking, while I'm doing my toning. I have to think about that to make sure the contrast is still going to be okay. You know, same thing here. Like this looks really different than if I would have filled it in with like black. You know, like have black, like a black fill and then white text. Yeah, because people will try to fit tons of text into this little teeny tiny bubble, and it's like, well, you should have planned for that. You should have planned for that bubble. I don't really care what Yusuke Murata does, frankly. He also has a shitload of assistants to do shit for him. So, like, I don't care. Like, you cannot compare a professional, true, like, crazy high-level mangaka to, like, a doujinka. Like, it's a completely unfair comparison, and it should never be done. Because they have access to resources, materials, money that people like me do not have. So, like, if I were to ever reach that level, then yeah, like I should know how the industry works. I should know what his process is. But, like, I'm not gonna, like, look at Yusuke Murata and go, oh my god, like, he gets everything done so fast and I can't. Because he has access to resources and things that I don't. So, like, I'm not gonna, like, compare myself to someone like him. And frankly, like, I don't want to draw like him, so... it's just not what I want to do. You know? I think his art's gorgeous and amazing. I love his books. Like, I have a bunch of the Japanese versions of One Punch Man on my shelf. But, like, I'm not gonna go looking for, like, how he does his process because I don't want to draw like him. Maybe I could learn something from him still, but he also has, again, a shitload of assistants. It's a completely different process. And I don't have assistants, and if I have it my way, Yusuke Murata did, iShield 21, Mob Psycho, One Punch Man, those sorts of things. Oh, I thought you were just being serious with your question. See, Dustin, you can't joke with me. It just goes right over my head every single time. I am completely useless. But he has assistants. It has not, like, he doesn't do it himself. Like, when you have many assistants, you can go with a more time-consuming style. Oh, you didn't know who he was. So, like, yeah, you can't... Same thing with Berserk. Like, Mira had tons of assistants. Everyone looks at Berserk and is like, oh my god, Mira is the GOAT. Look at these beautiful, beautiful backgrounds that he does. When that was probably drawn by some assistant crying in the corner. With how detailed he had to be. I'm pretty sure he's doing Mob too. Unless I'm crazy. That's because he probably doesn't have time. Like, he has so many projects going on. Can you imagine what it's like to shoulder that many projects? Like, that's why I laugh when people are, like, praising these mangaka for all this gorgeous artwork. And I'm like, you know, like, 90% of that is assistants, right? Like, it's not just one mangaka. It's like a team of like a dozen people sometimes like dozens. And those assistants are being paid out of the mangaka's pocket, by the way. Suddenly forgot how to draw a braid. It's okay, it doesn't have to be perfect. Is one drawing Mob by himself? I didn't realize one was doing Mob by himself if he is. I thought he was also working on Murata. I haven't actually read Mob, so I'm not sure. Oh, okay, so one is working on it by himself. Okay, I didn't realize that. That's actually hella cool. You can tell I haven't read it yet because I haven't seen the artwork. It's one of the ones that's on my reading list, though. Oh yeah, but he's doing his own version. Like he's doing his own version, and then like there's also like, well, I mean, think about it. His mentor is frickin' Yusuke Murata. Like, and probably other people. So, but what I'm saying is he's not gonna draw like Yusuke Murata. Like, I'm sure if I looked at it, I would have known that it was one. Because, like, one does not draw like Yusuke Murata, as good as he is. Like, I've seen some of his artworks now, obviously, but, like, he's not Murata. And I don't mean that in a, like, he's not good way, I just mean that they draw completely differently. I mean, honestly, there's very, very few manga that I would never read, or that, like, I wouldn't pick up. At least try. I will try anything. There's a lot of, like, high-level, like, supposedly, like, high-level manga that I've put down, though. So, because I just couldn't get into it. But, I mean, that doesn't mean that they're bad. Let's put in some quick bamboos. I'm gonna make a folder here for Aros. There's gonna be a lot of elements in here. Okay, this will be the gate. And then we'll have the bamboo in the back. That'll be pretty easy to do. Alrighty, take it easy, Dustin. I'll be stopping here really soon as well, because we just passed the 3-hour mark, and I still have shit actually. You know what? I'm probably just gonna stop now, because I got a bunch of stuff I gotta do. It's probably gonna take me at least an hour and a half to do. And then I gotta be up at 8 for work, because I have a meeting at 9. Why does he harbor your annoyance? He has the freedom to do whatever he damn well pleases. Like, so really quick before I go, this is actually a very interesting topic. So, I've talked to, I've had the luxury of talking to like some viz editors, and the biggest thing that they told me is you have to draw what you like to do. What you love. Like, what is it that you love? What is it that you want to do? Because if you keep drawing the thing that you don't like because you know it will do well, it's gonna end up badly. Because you're not gonna be into it. You're gonna be trapped doing something that you don't like. So it's in your best interest that he doesn't continue making sports manga. Because if that's something he doesn't like, and this is hypothetical, hypothetically, if he doesn't like sports manga anymore, maybe he got burnt out. Maybe he feels like there's too much pressure with how well Blue Lock did, and he just doesn't want to do that anymore. Like, it's in your best interest as a person who supports this mangaka that, like, you support him in his decisions, because if, like, his next manga does badly, like, it'll get cut. And so it's in your best interest that it doesn't do badly, so you support them in whatever decision they make, you know, whether he wants to change or not. Like, you can be sad about it, sure, but, like, I don't think it's fair to be annoyed at someone for choosing to change and do something that they love. Yeah, exactly. Like, I wouldn't care. I wouldn't care. Dude, I'm a Hunter x Hunter fan. Do you think I'd give a frack if the series goes unfinished? No. Not at all. Because the way that I see it as is, I would rather the mangaka be healthy, both mentally, like, be healthy and whole, like, mentally and physically, rather than continuing a project that they're not happy about anymore. I mean, that's fine too. Like, there are stories that are intentionally left open-ended. That is a specific type of story plot. Like, that's a real writing device. There's nothing wrong with that. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. Godsbane technically kind of ends that way. It ends slightly open-ended. Like, because, you know, part of, yeah. Togashi is sick as fuck. So anyone complaining about Togashi being slow will have, like, my undying grudge. Okay? And I'm not the type of person that lets go of grudges easily, I'm just saying. But it depends on what the grudge is. Like, of course, you guys, I'm joking, but, like, when I see people bashing Togashi, I get really mad. Because it's like, well, yeah, because he literally couldn't, like, shower. He literally couldn't go to the bathroom by himself. Like, he literally couldn't survive by himself. He had to have a caretaker taking care of him. So, like, people can fuck off then. Like, yeah, people are awful. He didn't even, like, he was forced to continue Yu Yu Hakusho. And, like, he was already suffering before it got to that point. And just with, like, the pace that he was working at. So, I don't know. They want to watch the world burn, I guess. Anyway, so I'm gonna go ahead and head off, guys. Thank you so much for coming. I really appreciate it. We had a great stream time tonight. We had about an average duration of just under 45 minutes, which is awesome. We had a highest concurrent viewer. At one point, we had 9 people watching, so thank you all so much. If some of you, are some of those people who are still here. Pretty good chat today. Lots of stuff going on. So I will see you guys probably tomorrow. Again, I will have a business meeting at some point tomorrow in the afternoon. Possibly evening, so I don't think it'll interfere with the live stream. It shouldn't. If it does, I will let you guys know. That's usually the reason why I end up missing streams or something. But if it happens, I will make up for it on Saturday and or Sunday. So I will see you guys tomorrow, and if I don't see you guys tomorrow, I will see you on Saturday regardless, because I had to make up for yesterday's stream as well. So I'll see you guys then. Take it easy. Bye! Miso, say goodnight. Yeah, yeah.